Hey dum-dums, you may be wondering what this is. Well, as we fumble our way through yet another year, it isn't out of the ordinary to suddenly feel an overwhelming urge to change every aspect of yourself all in the name of self-improvement. For example, just spitballing here, what if you wanted to be less offensively British, or I don't know, stop looking like a melted waxwork of Paul McCartney? Just normal, everyday thoughts. Everywhere we look, we're constantly bombarded with so-called once-in-a-lifetime miracle products that promise us foolproof ways to make our horrible, terrible excuse for the thing we call existence the tiniest bit better. With such wonders of modern art as this box of junk that helps you focus, a travel backpack, a cat scratching post, a betting site, a third betting site, Shrek bed sheets, and another betting site. Hold on, doctor, put the stethoscope down. I'm cured. Although we're used to this kind of shameless promotion in every corner of the internet, and whilst you're there, don't forget to subscribe to my Patreon if you want to support me and see more behind the scenes footage. That was terrible. The king of this kind of scumbaggery is without fail TikTok. So the other day when I trudged my way back into the cesspool that was TikTok and was greeted with a post guaranteeing me a lifetime of everlasting luck, bountiful riches and peace of mind, and all I had to do was hold on to this dumb little rock. I wasn't going to let that opportunity pass me by. If it even does 1% of what it's supposed to do, I say it's worth every penny. Do these things still work in pieces? I have a feeling I may have been scammed. Well, it sure is a good job I bought a truly unhealthy amount of them to try and get to the bottom of this. Yes, this is happening. I'm becoming a crystal girly. For better or for worse, the explosion of TikTok has ensured that no matter what line of business you're in, whether it be selling crystals, cookies, or crypto scams, as long as you own a smartphone and a $5 ring light, you can have access to an endless queue of potential customers. And the best part, you don't even have to leave your house, which is like my dream. While this has made it so much easier for people to actually make a livable wage selling the things they painstakingly pour their heart and soul into, there is one tiny downside to this. Some people will lie to you. This thing is a paperweight. I have this many of them. Do you think I was going to really break a crystal with a hammer? Do you know how angry the comments would have gotten? I bet you feel so foolish for trusting me. Although there is a veritable cornucopia of garbage sold on TikTok at every possible hour of the day, crystals have an unparalleled chokehold on that silly little app. They're very much the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson of influencer marketing. You can't go 5 seconds without seeing them, and you can't really tell if they're actually working. I first fumbled my way into this world around this time last year, where I made a video covering the witches of TikTok. And even though I don't believe in crystals or witchcraft and wizardry, it did intrigue me enough to go digging deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole. Sites like Instagram, Etsy and TikTok are absolutely rife with so many scams, schemes and forgeries that idiots like me are completely oblivious to. Whether that comes in the form of incredibly blatant acts like selling people crystals made of plastic and glass.
That doesn't stop these worthless gems from being sold for hundreds to thousands of dollars to unsuspecting customers.
Or, as Maddie Stone reported in Popular Science, giving them more marketable or TikTokable names like cherry quartz or golden topaz.
In order to consider a crystal, it has to have a crystalline structure. When we melt down the quartz in cherry quartz, it loses its crystalline structure. It's not a crystal.
All in a combined effort to sell previously worthless products for a lot more money. As long as someone puts on some royalty-free yoga music in the background, whips out a few scented candles, talks in a super calming voice, and whacks some balls in a mystery box, people will believe you. I don't own a box, so it's not as relaxing as I thought. Thanks to the truly horrifying nature of the world we find ourselves in at the moment, people are understandably looking for outside influences to bring themselves comfort. This, combined with the sheer number of celebrity and influencer endorsements, has meant that crystals and the wider wellness industry they belong to has absolutely ballooned in size, reaching a value of $4 trillion in 2020. When a piece of cheddar cheese gets that big, it's only a matter of time until all the little creatures come crawling out of the woodwork. I know some of you out there will be saying things to yourself like, it's only crystals, who cares, and it's their fault for falling prey to it. I'm simply built different. But you honestly gonna sit there and say that you have never fallen prey to a good old-fashioned hoodwink? Like for instance, teenager Henry buying this worthless piece of stone thinking it was actually a rock from the Berlin Wall, when I guarantee you it's from someone's driveway. Can you imagine how infuriated you would be if something that you had spent your hard-earned dollar bills on turned out to be a sham? Like some match-worn game day jerseys or gamer girl bathwater. You'd be understandably livid. So, in order to understand the true gravity of this situation, I have a plan. It's elaborate, intense, heartbreaking, and stupid. That's normally the go-to with a lot of my things. Step 1. In order to immerse myself in their world, I need to understand their ways and traditions. See how they operate in their natural habitat, and by that I mean actually watch some TikTok live streams. It's a harrowing thought, I know. Step 2, and this is the most important step of them all, I actually need to purchase some of these things. Step 3, once in my possession, I need to run some totally scientific tests and studies to see if these things are actually real. Before finally, step 4, don't get cursed by a bunch of angry TikTok witches. That's just a goal in life, really. Once all 4 of these things have been accomplished, only then can we understand the true reality of this situation. So, without further ado, let's go and buy some plastic rocks. What am I doing with my life?
Some hard truths. If you haven't deleted your contacts, the people that you used to use with, and your dealers...
Oh, Crystal! I mean, that is a different type of crystal, and some would argue it's moderately more addicting than rocks. So one of the things that sort of fuels this whole epidemic is how simple and straightforward it is to set up your phone, like I have right now, and live stream just nonsense to hundreds upon thousands of people. I don't know why Peter Griffin's there. Well, Peter Griffin has grabbed my attention though, so let's see what he's trying to sell. I guess he's on hard times.
Tell me what's your favorite, tell me what's your favorite. Look at the shelves, my friend, look at the shelves.
So this is what I'm talking about. You can purchase these things. You've got $3 for what looks like a paperweight, $2 for what looks like, is that a hippo? I can't really tell, I don't have my glasses on.
Henry, Levi's, Levi's welcome.
That's me. What? Don't talk to me. Okay, so this is sort of my first experience with TikTok Live in general. I don't really know what I'm looking at. I feel as though I'm too old for any of this stuff. I say I'm too old, I'm only 26, but I just don't understand any of this. What are these things? I sound like a pensioner. Since I've been in this thing, she has said 3 or 4 different types of gem mineral, but every single one that she's shown is in the exact same shape, which confuses me and sort of sets a little red flag going off in my head. But again, it's the exact same shape. It's got the exact same strange imperfections on it. I sound like I'm talking like a geologist. Sounds like there's like 3 other people doing live streams at the exact same time. So there's like 3 or 5 people in this warehouse selling totally real crystals. What is happening? Is that Trump? What? Trump and E.T. What is happening? Who is that little fellow? I don't understand any of this. Bullets! That's for the Americans out there. Hell yeah, brother, Trump and bullets. There we go, brother, guns. That's not real. That is obscene. America, guns, guns and Trump. For God's sake. How much are the guns? How big are they? Oh my God. I really want that. Oh, well, hang on, there we go. Order link self-selected crystals. 83p. 83p? What? I don't think I could get a Kinder Bueno for 83p. How much are Kinder Buenos? A Kinder Bueno bar is 85p. I sort of feel like I don't want to give these people my home address. But I also want to see what I get for 83p. Let's look at these people's products. £115? Are you mad? That is exorbitantly expensive. I could buy so many Kinder Buenos for that. Do I want to do this? Do I really want to spend 83p? Oh my God, I really want to do it though. No, I'm not doing it. I know it's 83p, but I don't want them having my home address. I draw a line. I draw a line. And I mean, why wouldn't I trust this website? They're clearly a reputable business selling such wonderful products as... Look at the name, I bet you're intrigued. And who could forget the family favourite, agate hand-caving Drogon home ornament, selling for the low price of £154. Ah yes, who could forget crowding round the Christmas tree with my family as the anticipation rose so I could unwrap my hand-caving Drogon. All the kids had one. These tiny spelling errors aside, these were just the first in a long line of red flags that I was about to become intimately familiar with. It's just crystal. Just simply crystal. I mean, I respect it, but you sort of need to up your marketing budget. Just call it a crystal. This is obscene amounts of money. $179. What in there is worth $179? Hang on, I'm reverse image searching. There we go, it's Ali. It's the first thing I saw. How much is this thing? $1.70. 819 for what? For simply for what? Do I get that USB cable? Hang on, that cannot be genuine. There can't be a genuine crystal if there's a cable coming out the back of it. All of this stuff looks like tat. All of it, and it's $819. I'm not spending 28 quid on something I'm gonna throw in the bin once I finish this video. The crystals have arrived. It's gonna pop out. Let's get this bad boy out of the way. I actually did have to give up my location to some of those people. Although it may only look like I've taken 10 steps backwards, a significant amount of time has passed since you last saw this dumb face. TikTok was banned and then unbanned, and now the crystals are here, so my video was very close to being cancelled, but we're okay. Although a lot of this video is about people being scammed by fake crystals, I'm not outwardly saying that the shops that I bought these from sell fakes. That's what we're about to find out. So, who wants to see some crystals? Starting off with this one, because this confuses me the most, because that is it. That size there is the only thing. So, I wonder what it is. I truly cannot remember what I ordered. Hang on, if any of you want the ASMR. Hopefully I don't mess this up. That's good stuff. Ooh, bubble wrap. If anything, the £50 was worth it for the amount of bubble wrap that I'm going to get. I'm immediately confused as to what this is. This is a little bag. What? The worrying thing about this is obviously I've spent the money now, but I have no idea what I bought because it was a while ago, and also what the things are supposed to be, so I don't even know if I've been scammed or not. They feel hefty. They sound hefty. They feel a little bit plasticky, if I'm completely honest. But they sound like stones. I've no idea what any of these things are. If I saw this at the bottom of a fish tank, I wouldn't bat my eye at it, if you know what I mean. It feels like a rock, I'll give them that. But so do the rocks outside of my house. Do I feel any vibes from this? No. I could not tell you what this is. Maybe it's a Harry Potter Horcrux. I have no idea what this is. Let's go for this one next. There we go. Oh, I ripped I ripped like a thank you card. I'm positive I remember how much this was. It's not a lot, but I'm pretty sure it was like 7 quid. That's all it is. That's all it is. Would you be shocked if I told you there was a rock in here? Ta-da! Is that it? That's what they do, isn't it? That's what beauty YouTubers do. I don't know if it's focusing at all. I do feel like I could break this. I very much feel like I could break this. That cost 7 quid! Are you mad? Okay, down we go. All of these things, I didn't actually buy specific crystals. I did buy one specific one from eBay because I was specifically told not to buy stuff from eBay, so I bought stuff from eBay. All of these so far have been mystery boxes. I don't know what boxes I've been given that I wouldn't... Would you say this is a box? This is a box, so I can understand that. I also ordered 3 from Etsy and they were instantly refunded to me, so I'm sure I'll get into why that's dodgy later in the video. Whoever these people are, I've got to give them their credit. This stuff's legit, opposed to, I'm pretty sure this cost more than this. So I'll give them a shout out. Moonchild Crystals, you've done well. I don't know if any of your stuff's real, and apologies if I say it isn't. There we go. Let's give myself a little heart. Ooh, drum roll. Da, 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 da. Potpourri? I've been given some potpourri, I believe. Is that legit too? And seemingly I've been given a dunce hat for a hamster. I don't know what that is. Unlike the nightmare fuel we had endured so far, Mystery Box 3 was a surprising treasure trove of items. So I'm going to quickly rattle through its contents here because there's only so many times you can hear me saying a variation of I don't know what this is, I don't know why I'm putting on an accent, it's my voice I'm mocking. Also, in order to sound intelligent, I'm going to read off this piece of paper I got, so if anything is incorrect, it's their fault, not mine. First off, we have this blue goldstone ring, which apart from making me feel like an extra from the later seasons of Riverdale, is supposed to protect me from bad energies and bring good luck. And then, another fish tank stone. Or as this paper says, honey calcite, which is known to infuse vitality and joy into one's life, which as a British person we do not believe in those words, so maybe I actually need this. Next we unearth some green aventurine, I don't know how to say this, supposedly of the element water, earth, wind and fire. They made this. Oh my god, I love September. It is a stone of abundance focusing on success, luck and games of chance. Jesus. Okay, so we have a surfboard for a mouse. Ignore Henry here, it's actually some agate. Agate? Agate. I can't say it then, I can't say it now. And besides looking super cool through light, it's supposed to unlock the deepest parts of my creativity. This one I truly don't understand at all. It is apparently a wand of selenite. Okay, I didn't know I was being enrolled into Hogwarts. And according to this piece of paper, it connects me to the angelic realm. Weird. And is supposed to calm and stabilize erratic emotions, so... Comments! Have some of this, mate. Calm yourself. Don't get angry at me. Now, even with this piece of paper, I'm still not truly sure what these two things are. I think it's rose quartz and amethyst, but I actually have no idea. I will say, out of all the things I've got so far, the purple cube is my absolute favourite. Finally, you may have noticed I've had something around my neck the entire time, so I'll let Past Henry introduce that. It's a rock on a necklace, but more specifically, it is apparently a piece of black tourmaline, the bodyguard stone that protects from negative energies, entities, and psychic attack. So like if an Abra meets me in the wild, this will stop him. Or I guess Darren Brown, he's also a psychic wizard. For some reason, all of the crystals I had stumbled upon fit nicely into 4 separate groups. So in order to test their legitimacy, I would need to run a variety of tests to put them to their breaking point. Group 1 is dedicated to crystals that help with games of chance and improving luck. Group 2 focuses on warding off negative energies and grounding myself. Group 3 is more geared towards attracting success, and Group 4 is creativity. And I mean, unknowingly to all of you, you've all been test subjects for this particular one, as throughout writing, recording, and editing this, I've had the creativity stone with me. So what do you think? Are my videos any better? This is fully on you. My thought process going into this were, if these crystals were focused on attracting wealth and helping with games of chance, clearly the universe is asking me to gamble responsibly. In order to see their true impact, I couldn't just do a whole bunch of scratch cards with the crystals. I would need to separate it into 2 operations. One in which I would scratch the scratch cards with no crystals to see my base level of luckiness, and one with as many crystals as physically possible. After an incredibly rocky start. Ooh. Vault. 3 losses. Fantastic start. And also, do not gamble. This is not a promotion of gambling. Do not do it. This is how you emote with only a finger. Strangely enough, my luck changed? No, that's a 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have won £2. That's covered the cost of the ticket, and there are no crystals in sight. What the heck? This is just confusing. See reverse replay instructions. What the hell? This is the first scratch card I've ever seen where you have to read the back. Oh, so I've actually won something here. And then you see what the multiplier is. Oh, I've won a tenner. That genuinely, I think that is the most I've ever won on a scratch card. Without the crystals, I won £10 from, so I've doubled my money with this one. On to the next. Also, to give the crystals an added boost, I lit some scented candles and gave them the scratch cards that actually had the best chances of succeeding. Even with my luck maxed out, things started out as you would expect. So that is a big fat stinking loss on this one, so you are no good so far. On to number 2. Next one, this looks very complicated and I'm immediately confused. Okay. This was honestly one of the most confusing scratch cards I've ever done in my life. I had to play a full game of bingo. It took me 11 minutes to do this. As you can see, I'm operating at maximum brain power here. I say no words. And shockingly, this happens. So after all of that, I've won nothing. These crystals have done very well. Not the best start for the crystals. But I'm a fair man, so I decided to give this crystal another chance with a different type of gambling that I'd done so much of in my life. A FIFA pack opening. So we're back crystal maxing. I've whacked on another one and I've even got these little bad boys with me, even though I do not know what either of them do and they might counteract any of the crystals that I already have. So I'm going to open some packs with this trusty little bad boy nearby and this one to ward off bad energy, as it says, and we're going to see if I have any luck. This isn't going to be long because I'm imagining most of you don't like FIFA. It's not even FIFA anymore. But even that, I had absolutely no luck with whatsoever. Is that the luck I wanted? No. So I pushed onwards, trying another different variation in the form of Balatro. A game I play so much, I've bought it on 4 separate platforms. There was still a high chance I would lose, but I had spent time in this game, so surely this was the best chance I had of succeeding. Normally, I can breeze through this game easily, so if you do not allow me to do that, Stone, and you, it's like I'm Thanos talking to himself in the mirror, it is your fault. Probably chose the wrong one to play, if I'm totally honest. Ooh. Okay, we might be about to lose because I was too blasé about this whole thing. Yep, I've lost because I have to play a double 2 pair. Shit. Well, looks like you've done me wrong again. If I'm totally honest, that was absolutely me messing up. But a test is a test. That is embarrassing. Okay, so I guess this did not work. As Black Tourmaline and The Ring are more focused on fending off negative energy and bad vibes, I thought of the most twisted, toxic environment I could think of. Marvel Rivals Bronze Competitive. If you can make it out of there unscathed, clearly it must work. Similar to before, things started out well here, but I can confidently say this was the worst game I'd played in a long time. Oh my god, I picked the wrong person. I wanted to get Spider-Man. Oh god, that was terrible. That was so bad. What are you doing? But somehow, against all of that, and against my many, many failures... Spider-Man! He's a menace, I tell you! Spider-Man is whooping me. Spider-Man! He's a menace! Spider-Man! I've purely gone cloak and dagger so I can deal with this goddamn menace. He's dead! We will cry! Footnote! Oh my god! You work! Well, I played terribly, but my team did well, so I'm going to count that as a dub. That was awful from me, I'm totally honest. Oh, I didn't even get most healing. That's embarrassing. For the final test, for the crystals focusing on attracting success, I thought I'd try my hand at something I am known for being bad at. Chess. This, I guess, sort of counts as a trigger warning. When I said I am bad at chess, it's not like, hoo-hoo, haha, I'm bad at... I am very bad at chess. This should really sum up my chess playing abilities. As a child, I was given this Star Wars chess set. Do you want to know how many times I played chess with it? 0. Do you want to know how many times I picked up the chess pieces like this and acted out my own Star Wars battle? Hundreds! This is the level we are dealing with. You can tell how much I've played with them based on how bent they are, because I probably did a whole bunch of wah 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 wah. Genuinely, I'm almost too embarrassed to show any meaningful parts of this. See, God! Oh my god, I've already lost! I can't compute things, I have to think ahead. I'm hilariously bad at Connect 4. Like... It is probably incredibly infuriating to all of you, what you are watching right now. Henry, for once in your life, think. Probably a glaringly obvious thing. This is a bot that's rated 250, and this is like when I took my A-levels.
Even though I very nearly lost, like it was super close.
Fuck. Shit. God! I sort of need to bait this guy to get to this position. Oh, he's gonna take that! Fuck! It's genuinely like my brain works in slow motion with chess. This is one of the worst things I've ever done. You're clearly not helping.
I actually managed to squeak something out.
Ah! Neither of you helped. You're both fake. Now, you would think with all those totally scientific studies completed and days of research under my belt, I would be able to stand here and confidently tell you whether the crystals I purchased were real or not. But I can't, and that is part of the problem here. Sure, unlike playing Marvel Rivals and gambling, there are some actual scientific tests you can run to test their legitimacy. To test their heat conducting capabilities, you can stick your crystal on a little ice cube and see how long it will take to melt when compared to a regular boring rock. If the crystal's real, it will melt the ice at a way quicker rate, and if not, I'm sorry, it's fake. But who's got the time for that? You could also take another crystal and complete an ancient gladiatorial ritual of just scratching them against one another. If your crystal is real, it should be strong enough to scratch the glass without losing any HP on its own. Well, that's chipped already. Or in the most foolproof test of them all, dedicate several years of your life to building a time machine, travel back in time, corner the child version of you, throw a bunch of books at them, force them to study rocks, say it's for the good of humanity, they'll probably do it, and then hope against hope that 20 years in the future, they know whether they should be able to buy a £2 crystal off TikTok shop or not. There may be a slight side effect that you as yourself will cease to exist as you dissolve into endless nothingness, but if you can buy a beauty that looks like this, I say it's worth the risk. Your content is really wonderful. Have you ever thought about a bigger stage? What? I want someone to comment that to me. That does not look real. Even I can see that does not look real. That's the thing. And I know there's going to be a lot of people in the comments being like, yeah, no doy. You could have bought something for 83p. Of course it's fake. The sheer amount of these things that exist suggests that it's a profitable business enough for people to copy it, which means people fall for it. On my journey to actually buying some of these things, you would think the majority of my stress came from TikTok live streams and the weird warehouses that all of these things are filmed in. But no, you would be incorrect. The main things that actually kept me up at night came from my interactions with more reputable sellers like Etsy, where I attempted to buy numerous products from because someone that I know told me that things that you get there are more likely legitimate. But oh no, this was a whole ordeal. I ended up buying from multiple different sellers on Etsy, and whilst the vast majority of them were really nice to deal with and super cool, one stood out. Aurora Gems Treasures. What intrigued me the most about this was not just the stupendously cheap price of most of their products, but it was the fact that they were offering me free shipping from India. I can't even get free shipping on a Domino's order, and they are 20 minutes away from me. What's even weirder about this specific case is after purchasing the items off Etsy, I was immediately granted a refund. And when I went back to check the site a few days later, I noticed that not only had the products I purchased disappeared, the cheapest product on their site was £27 in comparison to the 10 pence that I was paying.
Where had all of these incredibly cheap products gone? There were so many of them.
What's going on? There's a few potential angles here, so let's quickly rattle through them. In comparison to the products on these other sites, the ones on Aurora Gems were comparatively way cheaper. That is, before they got Thanos snapped. Idiots like me would see these incredibly cheap crystals and the fact that you get free shipping from India and would undoubtedly click on them. They never intended to actually fulfill my order in the first place. They whacked free UK delivery to make it more attractive to idiots like me, when all they really wanted were more engagement metrics to push them higher up the search feed. All over the internet I found hundreds and hundreds of identical copies of the same posts with the same images, all for varying price levels. all in a concerted effort to cast an incredibly wide net, hoover up as much income as you physically can, all in an effort to catch as many clownfishes as you can. Because even though I did economics at A-level, I cannot comprehend what sort of business model allows for items like this, yes, some of them did actually arrive, to come all the way from India, costing me a whopping £1.71. Look at the images I was supposed to get. Just look at these things. Why is the bag wet? I don't think these are the emeralds that Sonic and Knuckles are always after. How can this business model be sustainable in any way? As quoted from Eva Wiseman's article in The Guardian, people like Emma Lucy Knowles, the author of The Power of Crystal Healing, may end up saying things like crystals are formed under pressure, much like ourselves. The power of life force, what's not to love about that? Well, I don't know. Perhaps, Emma, the fact that this industry is so needlessly impossible to navigate and has more red flags than a red flag store. I cannot think when I'm stressed. Because even if by some miracle you find some products that are totally real, 100% legitimate crystals, you've still got one more hurdle to jump over: ethicality. There is an absolute myriad of problems plaguing the gemstone crystal mining industry that each problem on its own would be worth a 4-hour-long documentary explained to you by someone who isn't a British idiot talking to you on a stupid YouTube video. I mean, my most viewed video is about Marvel. I am not equipped for this. Some brands use the term ethically sourced gemstones purely for marketing purposes, like it's a badge of honour, because the implementation of this singular phrase means they can quickly and easily separate themselves from the pack. Yet most of the time their words are as hollow as the plastic crystals I've been buying. You would think that the term ethically sourced gemstones would mean that, I don't know, the crystals that you are purchasing are ethically sourced. When actually what this really means is that one step of a multi-step process is ethical. If you went to a restaurant and were served with a piece of food that probably took multiple stations and multiple steps to complete, if the chef could not come up to you and confidently say with 100% certainty that a blue animated rat wasn't involved in the making of the food, I'm not sure you go back. Because there's no one unifying governing body that can accurately look at every single step of the process. And that is the root of the problem here.
The mining industry, which in certain situations and in certain ecosystems and environments can be, let's just say, questionable.
This industry is so titanic in scale and size, spanning various companies and continents, all with their own specific system of rules and regulations put in place. But more crucially than that, each of them has their very own attitudes towards not only their employees and the conditions they work in, but also the very environment they are taking these crystals and gemstones from in the first place. It's such an intertwined spiderweb of nightmare fuel, with so many connections to so many different horrifying things. If you get one thing wrong, the entire web is tainted. So in the end of all of this, does it actually better your soul to actually purchase these fake crystals that TikTok, Etsy and Shopify are giving to us? Are they doing us a favour? Especially when you read things like this on the website Crystal Vaults that say, if we dig even further, we find that high quality glass is actually created from silicon dioxide, which is the basis of quartz crystals. So when you put it like that, glass is actually made from the earth too, so we're all saved. But hang on a minute, of course you would say that man-made crystals have a healing power when you as a business make money from selling man-made crystals. If you'd come out and say, actually, fam, they don't work, you wouldn't have a business. By that dumbass logic, plastic is as made from the earth as high quality glass is. If not, more so. Because some forms of plastic are made from things like crude oil, which is made from compressed sea and marine life that is centuries old. What's more natural and of the earth than that? So, What's the solution to any of this? I'm an idiot with 25,000 subscribers on YouTube who came up with this video idea when I was stuck in traffic at Christmas time. I didn't think the video would end up where we are right now. This problem is so much bigger than me. The real problem that sits at the very heart of this is that this industry and this business model thrives on confusion. Are these crystals real? Am I overpaying for them? Where did they come from? Who cares? Because if you don't buy from one person, you'll end up buying from someone else. It seems so unfair that in this industry, so much of the onus is put on the consumer for figuring out if these products are real or not, and not the companies who supply them to you. Every time you go to a car dealership, you don't have to worry that every Mazda you're looking at is actually a unicycle in a fancy suit. It's so backwards. And whilst I absolutely do not believe in the power of crystal healing, and more than likely everything that I bought today will end up sitting in a desk drawer collecting dust until I forget about them and move on with my life, don't listen to me, because of course it doesn't mean that you shouldn't. And again, keep in mind the fact that I bought this over 10 years ago and it's definitely not real, but I still have it because as humans we attribute meaning to meaningless things. I look at these two little pebbles and remember spending time with my friends. If you want to carry on buying $2 crystals off TikTok shop because they mean something to you and maybe they can help you win a game of Balatro, keep doing you. But please, can you do one thing for me? Can you let me know what any of the things I just bought actually are? Because I am so confused. Why are these little green things so small and why is there water in there? Am I going to be cursed for life now? Have my chakras been awoken so much that I'm going to do a Doctor Strange and an eye is going to form in the middle of my head? Please help me. Please help. Oh, that was stupid.
And just before I go, do not judge me for what I look like. I've literally just finished editing, hence why I look like this. I just want to quickly thank some of the Patreon members for supporting me, even though I've only promoted it once. So a massive shout out to Harold Marson, Beverly Smith, Scara, Adam D.Y. Ross, and Orlando Guy. I told you I'd get it right this time. And if you want to hear me butcher your name in person, potentially consider subscribing to my Patreon. You do not have to, only if you want to. Anyway, in a bit.
What on earth am I going to do with all of these crystals and this just bag of glass? God, I need to go and cash in my lottery winnings.